The
spit.
Oh yeah, you're an eater. You're a feeder and an eater. You're a real ass eater.
Maybe you could have arranged those words a little differently.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that. Man, here's Zohran predicting the attack ads on stream, on your stream. Oh, you got the donuts right there?
Take a look at the guys that are going to be spent multi-million-dollar opposition pieces on.
Oh my God. Okay, someone needs to do a fucking aura edit off of that. That's crazy. He literally clocked. I mean, of course he knew it from afar, but wait, what were we? Do you want to bring out the donuts?
I'm just staring at my attack ads in the face.
Oh, you got the donuts right there?
Take a look at the guys that are going to be spent multi-million-dollar opposition pieces on. Thank you, man.
What do we got here, Ali?
These are Fairney donuts. Caramel custard, rosewater glaze, pistachios on top.
Three? You brought three for each. Well, so what are we doing?
This is abundance.
Are we
Not all for you?
Are we gonna try to see who can eat it faster?
No, please.
All three. Do you work out?
Not for everybody. So
do you work out?
Not really.
No.
No.
How do you stay in shape then?
Oh, come on.
You're in
Can
great
you say
shape.
that to the camera?
No, you're in
Come on,
great shape. I'm not glazing. I'm serious.
But if we were glazing, we'd be making these Fairney donuts.
Yeah.
Because they're
God,
glazed.
he is so fucking corny. I swear to God. Corny ass motherfucker, bro. I can't believe this dude is the mayor. I can't believe I got a fucking direct. It feels so surreal. It feels so insane that this dude is now the mayor of New York, brother. What are we doing? What are we fucking doing? How is this possible, bro? I mean, yeah, the title of this interview was Talking with New York City's Future Mayor. Go back and watch the clips. I saw an earlier one where I'm actually making a joke about Eric Adams and how he like sicked the police on the pro-Palestinian protesters. I was actually kind of throwing him lobs, basically. This post went crazy. I mean, it got only 3.7K likes. I don't know if it went crazy, but we already covered this. Yeah. Yeah, this was a cool aura moment. Did you get to speak with him last night? No. I talked to him briefly today. Bro, I'm not gonna fucking be like, hey, what are you doing? What are you up to? Are you up? The man is the mayor now. Yo, can we hang? Hey man, how you doing? Can we hang? I'm also not like that close with him. You got to get the post-game interview. I know. We will get there. We'll get there when we get there. Do you think he really knew they were going to spend all this money attacking you? No, brother, he is also, look, everything that they say about me, they can say about him. He knows that. Okay? That's it. So they were trying to do that to the best of their ability to be like, see? Also, scary socialist Muslim running for mayor, scary socialist Muslim that's hyping up the scary socialist Muslim running for mayor. We are both 34-year-old Muslim socialists. Anything, and he has a long history of anti-Zionist activism as well. So obviously, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to do the word association, basically. But here's what AOC had to say last night, and then we'll talk about Van Jones.
He had to not just defeat a Republican. He had to defeat a Republican and the old guard of the Democratic Party at the same time. He was fighting a war on two fronts and not just one. And he still won resoundingly. And I think the message that sends is that the Democratic
Punjabi MC in the background is fire. That's so funny.
Party cannot last much longer by denying the future, by trying to undercut our young, by trying to undercut a next generation of diverse and upcoming Democrats that have the actual party, that are actual electorate and voter support.
Yeah. It's true. It's a banger. And we'll talk about Zohran. I don't know how the fuck this dude is still out and about, by the way. He's still pushing. Psycho. Absolute psychopath. Okay? Someone check for PEDs. Okay? This is not normal. Check his computer. This is not normal. I genuinely don't understand how he is capable of this level of dynamism. He was doing an interview at 7 a.m. on Good Morning America with George Stephanopoulos. How is that possible? In Zohran Mamdani's first interview on Good Morning America, he says he has a mandate to enact his affordability agenda on President Trump. He says his threats are inevitable and they're about intimidation. How is that possible, bro? This dude was out. This dude was out late. We're not used to a young politician. Brother, I'm the same age as him. I cannot keep up with his ass. What are you saying? r/Democrats ban mentions or posts about Mamdani. Yeah, I saw that. It's Reddit. It's fucking Reddit, man. They're so delusional. You are mentally 55. I'm sorry. All right, well, we'll look at the exit polls in a second. Let's watch this.
Good morning, New York City, and thank you. Last night we made history, and today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. This is the period over the next few months where we build a city hall that delivers on the promises of our campaign, to make New York City affordable and to make government accountable to the people it serves. As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors who oversee entire areas of government, and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and a hunger to solve old problems with new solutions. Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than anyone what our neighborhoods deserve. And this will be a period, like the campaign we ran and the city hall to come, defined by transparency. Because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
Fuck yeah. And boy, is that a beautiful transition. Does anyone have the clip of Van Jones hitting the anti-Zohran lines? Here is CNN's Van Jones. Not a fan of Mamdani's angry far-left rage-filled victory speech. Managing editor of Newsbusters is the one who's posting this, by the way. Newsbusters is a right-wing think tank, a right-wing oppo shop, and they're cutting Van Jones clips off of CNN. Let's take a look.
That we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think,
by the way, his acceptance speech is a historic one. Okay? It was his best speech so far. And not only was it his best speech so far, I can't remember a time where I have heard any politician, regardless of what level they're at, whether it be running for mayor, whether it be running for president, whether it be running for Senate, governor, whatever, I cannot recall a single time post-Obama where I have heard a politician deliver a speech and I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, this will be written about. Okay? It was his absolute best speech. Like, there were funny moments that turned the volume up. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. Coming out of the gate swinging with class first language. Okay? With a Eugene Debs quote. Like, I'm telling you, There was something there. It was electric. He did not pull punches. And I think the reason why Van Jones is behaving this way is because obviously he's a stooge for Israel. He quoted Mario Cuomo, which was incredible.
Thank you, my friends. The sun may have set over our city this evening, but as Eugene Debs once said, I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
As long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty. I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name as we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few. New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change. A mandate for a new kind of politics. A mandate for a city we can afford. And a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that. On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City. And that is because of you. So before I say anything else, I must say this. Thank you. Thank you to the next generation of New Yorkers who refused to accept that the promise of a better future was a relic of the past. You showed that when politics speaks to you without condescension, we can usher in a new era of leadership. We will fight for you because we are you. Or as we say on Steinway, ana minkum wa ilaykum.
Yeah, here was Scott Jennings and Van Jones tag teaming this speech.
The White House should be listening.
I mean, look, these are blue states, and Democrats were supposed to win.
It is really interesting, though. The cope coming from the right and the center is identical. Oh, this victory is meaningless. Oh, they only spent like $100 million attacking the dude every second of the day and literally concocted a spoiler candidate. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, who cares? And you hear that from Matt Iglesias all the way to Van Jones and Scott Jennings. This is the reason why I showed you AOC's statement last night on Abby Phillips, because Zohran didn't just fight back and win against the Republican in a city-wide election where 75% of the vote is usually going to go to the Democratic candidate. He fought back against the establishment Democrats as well. There is a real moment here. There is a real moment here. This is a people-backed candidacy, a class-first politics going up against the forces of capital.
So I wouldn't overread it. Virginia, in particular, has never been a great bellwether. I don't think a lot of folks had a lot of confidence in the Virginia campaign that was run on the Republican side. And New Jersey is New Jersey. So I would hesitate to overread it. I don't think the concerns you raised are illegitimate political strategy concerns. You know, I think I just want to offer condolences to Chuck Schumer. Honestly, what I'm reading here in New York City is that AOC is going to be the next senator from New York after she gets done whooping his rear end in the 2028 Democratic primary. And for his Senate races in 2026, I see the energy in the Democratic Party tonight behind a socialist, and I see the energy in Virginia, Democrats looking the other way on a violent candidate for Attorney General who says he wants...
It's your boy Jesus. Why are you watching this Neo baby artard? Ha ha ha. What is a Neo baby? Why are you so full of hate? What's happening? Did the Roach Master quit streaming or something? We're getting a... What's a Neo baby?
To murder Republicans and their children. If you think you're getting rid of Graham Plattner in Maine now, think again. This is a terrible night.
They got new types of
Democratic
babies.
Image, given what is happening inside their party. Mamdani is an avowed socialist. It's not what people say that he is, it's what he says that he is. He's now the leader of their party. That's their energy, and Chuck Schumer's
He's the leader of the Democratic Party?
Let's swear.
What? There is no. Who is the leader? Can someone tell me?
He's a life raft for Republicans who have to go on TV and get their asses kicked.
You own this. You own this now. You all own this now.
We've had progressive mayors. I don't think anybody thought that de Blasio.
He's the best actor you all have, is he not?
No disrespect to my new boy, Bilbo, okay? No disrespect to Bill de Blasio, but I think there is a difference here, right? There is a little bit of a difference here. Yes, New York has had progressive mayors in the past, okay? But New York in its history has only had 2 socialist mayors, and this is the only relevant contemporary historic example, okay? And that's precisely the reason why all of you dipshits sitting in your ivory tower are spending every waking moment attacking him. This is the most uniparty these guys have been in a long time, just openly saying the quiet part out loud over and over again. Make no mistake. If he was the same exact, like, regular progressive Democrat, there wouldn't be this level of angst and this level of animosity. Right? Let's be real. That's just the truth. Yeah, we'll get to the Ross Douthat video in a second.
Listen,
Mamdani.
here's what I'll say. I'm a lot happier than you are sad. You're saying I'm happy. You know why? Buyer's remorse from independents. Independents gave Donald Trump a shot. Buyer's remorse. The Latin community gave him a shot. You see, buyer's remorse. Black men gave Trump a shot. They've come back home.
Didn't.
Buyer's remorse. Why?
They didn't. That's just bad. That's just bad commentary. Like, you can say that about the Hispanic vote. You can't even say that about black men. That's just bullshit. That's bullshit. The margins for black men were so narrow. It was nothing. It was nothing. Okay? God, it's just like, this is just wrong. This is just wrong. This is wrong analysis. I cannot believe it. Of course, Dems are going to take the wrong messaging from this and claim voters love their inaction this time. God.
Because people are sick of the status quo. That's why they voted for Trump the first time. That's why they voted him out the second time. That's why they voted him back in. People want change. And Donald Trump said he was going to do something about grocery prices. He's done everything, but he's putting in gold toilets in the White House. He's tearing up. He's gallivanting around the world. And you're seeing buyer's remorse in places where Republicans have some hope. This thing is starting to settle out now. This is about basic needs that people have and basic rights people expect. That's what seems to be under fire from this administration. And if they think they can spin and talk and spin and talk and nobody's going to notice that, they just got proven wrong tonight. People's basic needs are not being met. One of the things that I think people are seeing, not just from Mamdani, but from the moderates as well, this focus on kitchen table issues. We used to talk about this in weird ways. Income inequality, wealth disparity, economic justice. People who went...
Didn't say it that way.
but we had a lot of syllables, man. It was people describing a problem they didn't have, okay? Now you got people who are talking like the people who have the problem. I can't afford nothing. And somebody who can talk that way, whether they're on the left of our party or the middle of our party, is going to have a big audience. And this buyer's remorse that's setting in now from other people is a big problem for Republicans.
I think two big takeaways. So listen, I think there's this divide within the Democratic Party. Is the future of the party Mamdani? Is it democratic socialism? Is it more in the likes of AOC and Bernie Sanders? He no doubt ran a good campaign. I interviewed him. He is a very formidable force in American politics. We had two female governors who were just elected, Democrats, who ran as consummate centrists. Both of them were talking about uniting the country, that there's more that unites us than divides us, both with very credible resumes. So what direction are you going to go? Because you guys need to focus on...
Rich Democrats are the reason why Democrat voters hate Democrats right now. And dude, I was a Republican who I'm proud to say I flipped to be a Democrat because of Zohran's views on normal politics. Dude, like, mashallah, hell yeah. That's crazy. What a fucking swing. I love that. I fucking hate Van Jones. He's basically saying the electorate is too dumb to understand the underlying social issues that stem from capitalism. Yes, he is saying that. I mean, he is a deeply, deeply cynical charlatan. And I'm so glad that Charlemagne the God, who has become like a woke warrior, okay? Look at what Charlemagne's take was on Van Jones's stupid ass criticisms, like silly ass criticisms. Once again, remember, when Van Jones is speaking, just understand, he's saying populist framework works, simplifying the messages is working. And yes, that is true. Okay, but I'm mostly referencing Van Jones's statements about how Zohran Mamdani was more aggressive than ever before. Okay? Like in his speech last night, which by the way was his best speech, I think. Okay, this is what I'm referencing. And I'm going to talk about Charlemagne the God's assessment after.
That Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people.
There was one person I did want to meet last night that I didn't get a chance to. And that's Mahmoud Mamdani, the GOAT. I really, really wanted to meet him. And that was the I didn't have time. We didn't make it happen. But hopefully, inshallah, one day.
Into the tent. I think his tone.
His mom is cool too, but I'm not like a very big movie person.
I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling.
Do you not realize how unoriginal you are? Elaborate. Explain what you mean.
And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here, where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people.
Slop Tubers made new videos, so the roaches are coming from that. What could they have possibly made videos on? We just saw last night, for those with eyes to see, that all of the attack ads amounted to nothing and that people were steadfast in their approach and that there was no, like, all of the endless amounts of shit, both on the campaign trail, okay, stash the glasses, your edgy trend, grabbing onto hold onto some sort of success. Wait, grabbing onto hold of some sort of success? Damn, brother, you can't even fucking celebrate when your team is winning? What's happening? Oh, they pretend now that Zohran hates you. Oh, that's what it is. Wait, that's what it is? That's awesome. Yes, it's true. You missed the LSF flooding the front page of Reddit with Hassan bad slander threads about you. There were more threads from there about you than there were about Zohran winning. I fucking love that. Hey, Cope Harder haters. All right, let's get to this this funny moment from Trump. Trump obviously is very telegenic, okay? But some of his best moments are when he recognizes that he's kind of lost on an issue. This is one of those. I fucking love it.
Open soon and really immediately. Last night it was, not expected to be a victory. It was very Democrat areas, but I don't think it was good for Republicans. I don't think it was good. I'm not sure it was good for anybody. But we had an interesting evening and we learned a lot. But I thought we'd have a discussion after the press leaves about what last night represented and what we should do about it, and also about the shutdown and how that relates to last night. I think if you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans, and that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor, but I don't know.
They say I wasn't on the ballot, that's why they lost. I'm so glad they said it, because I only care about myself. Fucking awesome.
About that, but I was honored that they said that. So as you know, we are in the midst of a disastrous Democrat-created government shutdown, and it is Democrat-created, but I don't think they're getting really the blame that they should. It's the longest shutdown in American history. The Democrat radicals in the Senate have shown zero interest in reopening the government, and I don't think they'll act so soon. A lot of people disagree. I've been saying for the last 30 days, we've had 4 or 5 different points. Yes, sir, they're going to get it right now. We should have it done in a day. I've heard that about 4 times. I heard it after Kings. They said I was a king. And I heard it after Kings. I heard it after a couple of other moments in time. And I said, no, I don't believe so. And now I heard it's after the election. I don't believe so.
Fortunately for Democrats, Trump was on every ballot. And between Doge tariffs and his general economic mismanagement, it was enough to deliver a blowout. Yeah, it is maximum cope for him to say, oh, I wasn't on the ballot. Brother, everything you have done so far is the reason why even centrist Democrats won. Okay? Because people are understandably fucking pissed off. And this is a way to say, fuck you. Because the Democratic Party is at historic lows in popularity. And even then, people mobilized, people went out, and people voted against the Trump administration. And that actually is reflected in the exit polls as well. When you look at the exit polls in New Jersey and in Virginia, it's like people were openly saying they're voting against Donald Trump, right? There was one exception to the races last night, and that was Zohran Kwame Mamdani. People were voting for Zohran as opposed to voting against the Trump administration. Now, you might say it's partially because Curtis Lee was not exactly, Curtis Lee was exactly like Trump aligned. There's truth to it, right? But I think it speaks to the success of the campaign in general. Hasan, I wasn't the biggest fan of you. As you come across streams and clips as a bit of a leftist frat bro, and as a Brit, it's not really my vibe, but after watching a podcast ep with Zach, I changed my mind and apologies. It's all good, brother. Thank you for being here. Enjoy. Anyway, let's continue.
Your mom's going to be the governor of Virginia. I can guarantee those words have never been spoken in Virginia ever before.
While voters in New Jersey elected Mikey Sherrill, a former Navy helicopter pilot.
I am incredibly honored to be your next governor.
In California, overwhelming approval for Governor Gavin Newsom's plan to redraw the state's congressional map to favor Democrats.
Gav.
A response to what Republicans did in Texas at the request.
How are you not banned? Why would I be banned?
Of Trump.
This is a pattern. This is a practice. Donald Trump's efforts.
This was good. Dude, you were wasted last night? No, I wasn't. I was a little buzzed. This was good. The Prop 50 was good. I still can't believe Prop 50 passed. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It was a blowout. Prop 50 is one of the best indications that Democrats want to fight. Okay? Like Democrat voters want a fight. They're demanding it. Okay? Straight up. If you thought that Prop 50 was going to be contested, you are not paying attention. State like California, where Democrats can farm out more congressional seats, are you kidding me? Yeah, we're gerrymaxing. Gerrymander maxing. Okay? That's the name of the game. Republicans should not have fucked around. I think they should go even harder. Fuck it. This is the same principle behind not abolishing the filibuster. This is the same principle behind not packing the Supreme Court with additional seats. If you don't do it, they will. And then you'll have to do it in a defensive posture. Okay? The Delete Republican District Act is up by 14 points in the former heart of CA GOP. Orange County is the heart of the California GOP. This is like, you know, one of the few like densely packed areas, because the rest of the Californian state has plenty of red areas, but like Orange County is supposed to be like the heart of California's GOP stronghold, as like as a densely populated area, unlike, you know, Bakersfield or whatever. And even there, they're like, nope. This is good. They shouldn't have done it if they didn't want it. You know?
To rig the midterm election continue to this day.
So what does the president, who was a factor in all these races, make of the results? Well, in the social media posts overnight, he blamed the fact he wasn't on the ballot to boost Republican turnout, and he blamed the shutdown. And as Mayor-elect Mamdani was speaking last night here in New York and strongly criticizing the president's threats to meddle in city affairs, the president posted a 4-word message. And so it begins. We'll see if he explains what he means later today. Nate?
All right, Ed, thank you. CBS News Elections and Surveys Director, Anthony.
Yeah, you know what that means? He's kneeling. It's genuflection time. Trump on Mamdani will help him a little bit. Trump, I want New York City to be successful. That's what he meant, it turns out. That's right, baby. That's right. Bow down, bitch. Bow down. Woo, goddamn. Feels good. Fucking feels good. All right, let's get back to this.
With the Mamdani win last night, the historic milestones set are significant.
And we will build a city hall that stands steadfast alongside Jewish New Yorkers and does not waver in the fight against the scourge of anti-Semitism. Where the more than 1 million Muslims know that they belong. Not just in the 5 boroughs of this city, but in the halls of power. No more will New York be a city where you can traffic in Islamophobia and win an election.
New York City's first South Asian mayor, the first Muslim mayor, the youngest mayor since the 1890s. Zohran Mamdani with me in studio this morning. You were fired up last night.
Yes, I was. It's a pleasure to be on.
Good to have you here. Congratulations. I know you were ahead in the polls, but talk to me about the conversations with your wife and your parents when you saw those first numbers come in.
You know, it was a moment of anticipation, also a moment of anxiety, of waiting until we could actually get a glimpse of what the election would look like. But it was a joy to be sitting there with my wife and with close members of my team as we started to take in what more than a year of work has looked like for New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs.
You know, you've been so busy with the campaign, but some thoughts have to go to transition. You've got good people working with you as well. What will the next 2 months look like?
You know, we have 57 days, and those are 57 days to start to do the work of preparing for January 1st, to hit the ground running, because New Yorkers deserve a city hall that is not only dedicated, but is also going to deliver on actually addressing the cost of living crisis. And so for me, the directive here has to be one of ensuring that it is excellence that characterizes the people I surround myself with, both in the appointments, in the team, and in the general expectation that is being set for my city hall.
You were criticized in the campaign by your opponent as being someone who was campaigning on slogans, that these were things that were not attainable. And I think by any analysis, you would have to look at them and say that some of them will be difficult to obtain. Fast and free buses isn't as simple as announcing that it's fast and free buses. You've got to get the support of the governor, the support of the legislature, the support of the MTA. What happens next on those initiatives to make sure that if they can't be completely implemented, at least the spirit of the will of the voters is incorporated into policy?
You know, we get to work on delivering them. That's what has to be the next steps here. And I think many have also asked what happens next for the 100,000 volunteers of the campaign who brought us to this point. And I've told so many of those New Yorkers that this is now a struggle that they are a part of beyond just the ballot box, but also in organizing to deliver these things. And I'm proud to have the endorsement of Governor Hochul.
Was his election a mandate? Yes, no shit. Yes. Of course it is, dude. You have to match it up against the forces, right? It wasn't a mandate. It was a mandate. Yes. But like, the reason why it was a mandate is because of the insane hurdles that he had to fucking clear. That is the reason. Like, the thing is, we can just chalk it up to everybody caring about what happens in New York, or the hyper focus on New York because the New York media loves to jerk itself off or whatever the fuck. But the reality of the matter is, the reason why it's a historic fucking election is because of how aggressively they went after him, because of the policies that he represents, because of his ideology. That's it. And because of how he was able to get so many people on board. What does a mandate mean? Like a popular mandate. If you like Ronald Reagan had a mandate, right? He won so overwhelmingly. Whereas Donald Trump did not have a popular mandate because he had a marginal victory over Kamala Harris. Yeah. Mandate is essentially a fancy word for clearing 50%. If he won with 49%, technically speaking, 51% would have voted against him. He just cleared that. But it doesn't matter. No, people don't even talk about it as like a marginal victory over 50%. They mean like you wiped it. You fucking wiped the table. You got everything. Okay, so it's when you win convincingly, so people got to listen? No, when you win so convincingly that it's obvious that you have a fuck ton of people setting their expectations on whatever you promised being achieved.
Had the endorsement of Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie, Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins of the state Senate. These are also endorsements of an agenda of affordability, and I'm confident in delivering these same policies that we ran on for more than the last year.
I want to talk.
One of the things that I think we should say is that Cuomo was actually really able to get people to turn out for him. The only reason Mamdani won is because he was able to win more votes for mayor in modern history. Yeah, it is true. That's what I was trying to describe to people. Like, the reason why this one got more votes than any other fucking mayoral election since like 1965 is because Cuomo did actually pump turnout for virtually every right-wing person in the city. Okay? Normally, the reason why the previous New York mayoral races don't get as many votes is because it's kind of established. The Democrats going to fucking win. It's just everybody knows, right? It's not usually a popular shake-up contest. And the reason why they were able to do this, the reason why Cuomo was able to do this was because they spent so much money. This news anchor was famously on air for his regular morning program during 9/11. He was live for 15 hours that day. Oh, damn. The more you know. 9/11 facts on the HasanAbi broadcast.
About this campaign and the way it played out. I have a clip from your speech last night when you were talking about your rival. I'll play it now.
I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name.
It got personal.
You know, this was a race which I think was too often about the other candidates in it and not enough about the people who are looking to struggle to survive in the city. And
But were you angry with him for the way that his side made it personal?
You know, I was quite disappointed in the nature of...
Good response. Instead of saying he was angry, he's saying like he's fucked up, that's what he wanted to focus, because he disrespected the voters by doing that.